Now, before we close out the course here, I want to talk to you specifically about this exam you're going to take. And I'm going to do 3 videos here: preparing for the exam, how to actually take the exam, and what if I fail the exam. So let's talk about preparing for this exam here. Watch this course. Watch this course. Get hands-on with every topic. It may irritate you that I have said, read some more about this, get hands-on. Read some more, get hands-on. And I didn't demonstrate a whole lot in this course because we've got quite a few movies here and we'll run out of time really quick and get bogged down into move the mouse here and this and that. What's most important for you on this exam is to understand what these technologies are doing, why we would want to use these technologies when they fit our certain scenario. So you need to get hands-on with every topic here, get some experience with it, understand what the topic is. Now, here's the next thing. Check the latest exam objectives at www.microsoft.com. Search for 70-410 exam objectives, and you will eventually find your way to a list that Microsoft publishes of what they say that the things that you should know for this exam. Now, the reason I'm including these 3 videos here for free, right, no extra charge, is because I get a lot of emails from students. They've watched the course, they've looked at the objectives, and they're like, wait a minute, you didn't cover every single thing that was on the objectives there. Am I going to fail this exam when I get in there? No, you're not. What I'm covering here are the things that have historically been very important there, the things that are major, that they are absolutely 90% positive they're going to cover in some form. But do keep in mind, Microsoft varies the test questions, they vary the structures of these exams. But the big thing is, I want you to notice Microsoft's very own instructions on the objective sheet in bold type. Please note that the questions may test on, but will not be limited to the topics described in the bulleted text. In other words, they're saying, we're giving you these objectives, but we're not going to hold ourselves to these things. And these questions may test on these topics, but they're not going to be limited to these. There's even more stuff we can pull from. So, the listed objectives may be on the exam in some form. The questions and topics on the exam are not going to be limited to those listed objectives. So now you're sitting there thinking, what should I do? I'm in a panic. I've got to pay all this money to go take this exam, and if I fail it, I'm going to look stupid at work. My family's going to think, what my mother-in-law thought about me all along. She was right, all that kind of stuff. Well, what should you do here? Here's the best you can do. Expose yourself to Windows Server 2012. Read about all the various technologies, get some hands-on experience with them. Set up a virtual machine, play with the different pieces of it. What you really want to get to is understanding how these technologies work, how they work together, when we would want to use them. And if you understand the technologies and how they work, then it just kind of makes sense on when they would fit into a certain scenario. Do not panic and try to cram a lot of memorized information the day before the exam. It's just not going to work. Memorized information will not get you through these exams successfully. Now, here's the big thing. And when people email me and say, oh, there's 1 or 2 things you didn't cover on the objectives, and I don't know this and that, and I've never really had to do remote access much, and I always write back and tell them, look, work with the product a little bit. You're probably okay. Don't expect to score a 100%. If you're one of these people that the rest of us had to admire and somewhat dislike all the way through high school, these people that just made straight A's on every exam, not going to happen here. You just want to score it well enough to pass. Now understand, Microsoft is looking for a certain level of expertise. And they're looking for a certain level of understanding on Windows Server 2012 that demonstrates that you could adequately and efficiently work with Server 2012 out there in the real world. They are not looking for system architects for the next upgrade. You don't have to know this thing totally inside and out. I've never met anybody who does. That's why there are 1,000-page books all over the market about this thing, even on certain aspects of it. So relax, prepare, go through the material, and just go take the exam. The best way to learn about these exams, especially if you've never been through one, is to just go take it. Now, in the next video, I'm going to talk about how to take the exam, and I'll really help you to relax once you get in there and start through this process. Because a lot of times when we fail these exams, it's simply because we psyched ourselves out, they psyched us out, we went in there so nervous, and we just started wild guessing and assuming what the questions were asking, and that's trouble. So join me in how to take the exam, and I'll step you through that process.